I would kind of Saddam Hussein and Bin Laden are different. I mean, we got Saddam Hussein. He stood trial in
welcome.
Judicial system, and then it was a capital case.
Maduro has made it.
Raid, they went in there. Bin Laden knew that he was done.
To New York.
I mean,
We are waiting. We are moments away to look at Maduro. Him and his wife. I'm sure his wife. Last time he'll touch and see his wife. Welcome in, ABC 123. Welcome in, Whiskey Tango.
It's commonly known as Delta Force under the Army.
We are waiting. I'm trying to get the best possibly view, guys. I can. Hold on one second. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I'm trying to get the best view I can. We're just bear with me.
Like this one, like a basically
Maduro has landed in New York already. We've been covering this all morning. I apologize from earlier, real quick, guys. My battery completely went dead. All right. Welcome in. He should be coming out of this plane. I'm sure his wife is in the somewhere back here. They got him separated to interrogate. The marshals and FBI are surrounded the plane. Ladies and gentlemen, come on in. This is history. This is history. They captured Maduro. He's landed in New York. Come on in. Let's talk. Let's watch and listen, and we'll talk. Here's the headlines right here. Venezuela President Maduro is arrived in New York. For those who haven't heard, he's been captured late last night into the morning and is on this plane. Is this him? Wait a minute. I just made it on. Let's see.
But coming from various different.
Sorry, I'm a little late on this second live, but I'm trying to get as much feed as I can. Okay, I think that's the marshals. That might be the marshals. I don't know if Cash Patel or DOJ Pam Bondi's on there, or both, or none of them. I don't know. I would assume Cash Patel is in there somewhere. This is huge, guys. Are you happy? We took control of Venezuela, ladies and gentlemen. We took total control, and we're waiting for Maduro to come out of the plane. Let's go. Let's see him. Let's see him. Did he get a chance to shave? Did he just touch his female last night, his wife for the last time? Did he give her a kiss? And apparently, ladies and gentlemen, apparently, ladies and gentlemen, he didn't know it was coming because they caught him. I found out they actually caught him in his palace. So if they, I mean, think about it. If he knew it was coming, he would have been underground, right? Am I yes or no? Yes or no? So here we go. We're waiting. We could be a couple minutes away. I'm going to lower the TV. We don't need to hear them right now, unless you want to. If you want to hear them, we can put the volume. I just want to give everybody up to date. Hey, welcome in, like and subscribe. I appreciate it, guys. This is breaking news. My pleasure. I've been covering this. I was one of the few. To cover this morning. Mike, thanks for being here. Yeah, armed security. I would assume you have marshals. Yes or no? Marshals and FBI? Now, where will he go from here? Thank you. Thank you for the gift. Where will he go from here? What prison? For some reason, guys, I was in a huge hurry. Can one of my moderators or anybody on here can check out? Will he be going in the same prison of a Luigi Mangione? Can somebody check out what prison where he'll be held at? This is craziness, ladies and gentlemen. This is totally. It's like once in a lifetime stuff here. All right, is that him? I'm trying not to get my reflection. I apologize, guys. I'm doing the best I can. I'm trying to get it clearer. Shit. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get the best I can. Let me see what I can do for you to make it clearer. Is that any better? No? it's dark there. The problem, it's very dark in New York. I'm in Vegas, it's daylight, but in New York, it's dark.
They did not know Maduro's whereabouts. In fact, it was the vice president who said they were looking for proof of life of Maduro earlier today. Of course, since then, we have gotten proof of life. The U.S. Sending out a photo of Maduro in captivity.
Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can get a little bit better view.
Rodriguez is the presumed interim
Welcome in.
of the country, and we did see her speak.
Let us know where you're coming in from. I see some people live in New York. Let us know where you're coming. We got people from all over. Everybody's watching this. Worldwide.
My goodness, I mean, we've got
Once again, Venezuela president has arrived. Maduro has arrived in New York with his wife. And I'm sure it was the last time he was able to touch his wife, kiss his wife.
Well, there's a lot
And
of
I'm almost
cooperation
positive
on-
Texas is in the house. Virginia Beach. What's happening in Virginia Beach?
The sort of coordination
I'm sure his
between
wife
the federal, state,
and him are,
local effort,
they're not together,
Gotta
obvious.
get him- first the aircraft has to get.
What's going on in Florida?
Stewart International Airport.
He might be going to
It
Florida.
has to be secured
Speaking of
on a
Florida.
section of the airport that's away from any other planes, any other traffic. Something that they'll be looking at.
That's funny. That's
to
funny.
see if there's-
Everybody read that comment from, what's that, Mickey? Thank you. He's coming from beautiful, warm weather to freezing cold New York prisons.
So they're going to be very careful about
Absolutely.
that. Everything there.
New Zealand, all the way from New Zealand.
Deployed around it to make sure if there is anybody out there that they can.
Massive protests going on, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Why are we protesting? Why are some people protesting? Oh, wait a minute. Is that him? That's a marshal. Wait a minute.
He's going to stay in custody.
Guys, I'm trying the best I can here. I'm trying to get a better angle here. Hold on.
Detention, jail that's in New York that has served the Southern District there.
It's dark. It's dark. It's just in New York, man. They get dark early there. Cold weather back east, cold, dark.
Very, very high level terrorist, fugitive, or not fugitive, but terrorist.
Somebody says Maduro.
Defense.
I don't know.
And so they have to put him in there and then take probably some extraordinary procedures around that to make sure that facility and that building and that.
Now my lights are off. It's daytime in Vegas. I could close my blinds a little bit. I'm doing the best I can, ladies and gentlemen, but thank you. Doing the best I can. I got as dark as I could in my room. I got the best feed I can possibly get, I think.
Take him into the city, which would not be unusual if they did. Because
I don't want to hear these guys.
Profile nature.
We're gonna lower it right here. We'll turn it up when they get him out. Adrian's been on following me this morning. Someone says Maduro's innocent. So here's what we have, ladies and gentlemen. Here's what we have. We are waiting for his wife. What I'm hearing, his wife is going to come out first. His wife will be coming out in handcuffs first. All right, she was separated on the plane with him. And we have marshals and FBI. You can't see it because it's dark in New York. It's nighttime. Surrounded the plane. And I would assume, we don't know. All we know is Maduro and his wife's on his plane. But who else? Is there anybody else on his plane? Did they bring anybody else? His concierge, so to speak. Did they bring some of his mob people? Did they bring some of his soldiers? Did they get his chief of staff? I don't know. Could there be a handful in the chat? Do we know? Could it be 3, 4, 5 of bringing them back to the United States to press charges? Now, I also heard, ladies and gentlemen, that there was debates whether they were going to actually take him out, if you know what I mean, for YouTube. They were actually going to take him out, but there was change of plans, and Trump decided, nope, we want him alive. We want him alive. And this is all for, hey, welcome in, Ozzy. Appreciate you, Ozzy. This is all to eliminate poison in the United States. Now, I'm doing the best I can, guys. I wish I can get a better. That's the best I can get. We are we are moments away from him. Oh! Is this him? They got him. Is that him?
The side that kind of mitigates that is that Maria Machado.
They got him. Is that him right there? I'm trying. Hold on.
Cut you off because it does appear that we're seeing some movement. And
where's Maduro? Did he
I
shave?
will say it's a little bit dark. It's a little tough to make out who exactly we're seeing.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm trying. I lighten my video, guys. Is that better?
What agencies?
Yes or no? Is it better?
Are with, but we have
I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to make it clearer on my phone here.
FBI jackets and DEA jackets. And we've seen a number of these.
I think his wife's coming out first. These are marshals. Oh,
and down the stairs. Have not seen Maduro yet.
All right. Wait a minute.
Try and get the best vantage point possible here.
I'm trying to.
Tonight.
Whoa. Who's that?
It does appear
That's a woman?
that we're starting to see a group.
As a group?
Moving their way.
A group. Whoa.
Deplaning.
This is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. This is history. Welcome in. Come on in.
Or a video.
If you're watching,
Maduro.
let us know your thoughts and where you're coming in from. We got 523 in the chat. And they're watching their steps. They don't want to fall. We don't want to lose them.
Now, from my vantage point,
who is that?
it appears to me
So
that
what?
Maduro
That Maduro?
is coming down on the left.
Oh, that is Maduro.
On your screen.
That's him. All right.
It's a little tough to make out given the visibility.
I'm trying,
given
guys.
The time of night.
Is that better?
But that was it. That was Maduro deplaning. And then presumably, as you were mentioning, Hal, we will see him be transported to some sort of federal jail facility. A truly stunning moment after a stunning military operation overnight. The U.S. saying that they are going to run Venezuela for now.
We will run Venezuela.
Has not.
That's right. We got their oil, baby. We got their oil. Give us their oil.
With Maduro. They haven't said what authority they would use to administer it.
Yeah, he does act like an old man. Somebody said. I agree.
Whether it would involve any American personnel, either civilian or military.
Well,
we've got two different vantage points of this scene, and unfortunately, this is the one with the best visibility. It's even darker on our other camera. But clearly, Maduro there in the center of your frame, being walked by a large group of U.S. personnel, including some DEA, it appears, that are filming as, I guess we could call this a perp walk takes place. Hal,
this is very difficult, guys, for me here. Bear with me.
Nicolas Maduro walking on U.S. soil less than 24 hours. He was captured.
That's it right there. That's it right there.
What you're seeing here is the long arm of U.S. law enforcement that we were able to reach out and get him.
Got another bad
I
guy.
have no doubt that around him, one of the reasons you see so many people around him is because in that video, you're going to see the patches of various different agencies such as the FBI, DEA.
Where's his wife?
Potentially U.S. Marshal Service.
Where's the wife?
Involved, could be HSI, Homeland Security Investigations.
Where's the wife?
Involved. Could be a number
Where
of
is she?
different agencies.
Where
Of
is the
course,
wife?
U.S. military was
Where is
very
this?
involved, but the U.S. military doesn't normally arrest people. That's just not a Title 10 U.S. military function. So they would take him into custody, detain him, but as far as any formal processing from a legal standpoint, they would have handed him over early on to some federal law enforcement representative, maybe DEA or FBI, and they would actually take him into legal custody
Look at that
and
plane.
process him for arrest. Now he could have already been gone through the processing for arrest prior to getting here, and I would not be surprised if they had everything set up to do that.
I'm doing well, everybody. Thank you. I'm doing the best I can. Health-wise, I'm doing okay. I'm doing the best I can to give you guys what I'm seeing here on
although I think they would
this
try to
live
go somewhere
footage
else.
from Fox.
There was discussion, and I don't know if this was correct, but there were reports that he may have gone through Guantanamo Bay, and that would be a venue where they could have processed him in. Of course, I would say that if he was on any U.S. ship in international waters like the USS Iwo Jima, that would certainly seem to be a suitable venue for processing, making a formal arrest. And
there's other people coming out. These are
steps necessary to put.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have marshals coming out and other people.
Stepping on US soil.
Hey, shout out
obviously
whoever sent the deer and the donation. We appreciate the donations today. Certainly. Thank you.
With this case.
Thank you
in terms
so
of
much.
Custody, certainly chain of custody with any evidence that's gathered. They will be challenging everything. And so I think part of that planning was the legal part of the planning on how they take him and his wife and arrest them and charge them and, take them to trial.
What other
That was
charges?
probably some very detailed planning that
Drug
went into that
trafficking
as well.
and many, many more.
I know this. I
Now-
have a feeling that somebody, law enforcement, military, or something, must have told him Feliz Año Nuevo just to kind of get a dig in, because it is the new year, and this thing happened. Although they said this operation had been in place
Shout out to
since
Whiskey
December.
Tango, our loyal subscriber and
And
donor.
there
Thank
was
you, Whiskey
discussion that there
Tango.
were some weather
Thank you.
issues, and you
Thank
certainly
you.
want to remove any weather challenges
Clap and
that
seal.
you can.
Clap
And
and
that's
seal.
everything.
What-
If you have
what is,
unless there's something that presses
What is
that
Maduro?
you
What
have
Maduro
to
going to
do
get?
right now.
Is he going to get a cappuccino? Are they going to welcome him in with some cappuccino or some poison? What is he going to have waiting for him? What's he going to have? He's going to have cold weather. The cold weather just hit him, right?
A little bit distracted.
I can tell you what he's going to have.
Big operation.
He'll never see Venezuela again.
Attacking ISIS or the Islamic
Thank you. 2026 has started off with a bang, right? Thank you.
and going after those-
Yankee War.
So we've had
Appreciate your donation. Thank you. Hey, he will never see Venezuela again.
all the things that have been going on.
I would think, and I could be wrong,
Trump and others.
I can be wrong, but I would only assume that it's him, his wife,
So I think they
and I would say some of his,
politically clear,
so to speak, soldiers, top guys that work very close to him.
and the
I would assume there's about, what, 5, 6 other people maybe? It's hard to tell. It's so dark.
well conducted,
So dark.
well planned operation that worked. And nobody with no U.S. forces.
Just to bring everybody up to date,
no US
no one in our military has lost their life. Once again, Trump was playing chess, right, Ozzy? Trump was playing chess like he did in taking out nukes in Iran, nuclear, and nobody's seen this coming. And originally, Trump thought about taking them out, like actually taking them out, but they figured at the last minute. This is what I heard, that Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth, so they had a little meeting, and the meeting was he's better alive. And I'm only assuming they think he can lead them to more information. Now we know that Maduro was the ringleader, but maybe there's others involved. Maybe there's other involved. You think of Colombia? What Colombia is huge for narcotics, right? And poison, we'll call it poison for YouTube. Also Mexico. Look at him right here. This was earlier.
President Trump posted. He was wearing a mask.
He was wearing a mask. This is when they got him. Look, guys. Look at that.
As he just deplaned.
Crazy, huh?
What's the threat of
That's
censorship?
bizarre. That is
Why do they
amazing.
feel the need to cover Maduro's face?
Well, they don't want him to see anything. They also want it, if there is by any chance a sniper or somebody else out there who's been tasked with stopping him.
Oh, I didn't think about it.
He was a head of a rather large drug cartel.
I was wondering myself why his face was covered. I didn't think about
They
it.
don't want him in U.S. custody. He knows too much.
They were scared that maybe somebody would, even though we have the greatest, security, because somebody had been there trying to take him out.
Government to know about. We've seen what the U.S. government is capable of doing and certainly willing to do. And so they could have tried to do something like to take him out. That's not unusual. I would not be surprised I didn't see it. Maybe
They want him alive, ladies and gentlemen. There's a reason they want him alive. Now, I'm only...
Come out wearing,
This is my opinion, guys. You guys can give me your comments in here. Let's see the comments. Why would they want him alive? And go through all this. Why would they want him alive? Are they looking at Colombia and Mexico? Does he have inside information that we're not sure of? What's your thoughts? I'd like to hear from you. So let us know.
You want to, when they do interview him, and certainly he'll have lawyers there who will probably tell him not to say anything, but when they do interview him, they want to be able to gather as much information as they can.
Right.
And they don't want him listening or seeing things that he could then use to his advantage in any types of interview or interrogation situation.
Information. I'm seeing a lot of information, more information.
Podcast, Hal Kemper here with us. I'm Austin Westfall. Hal, we appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Austin.
Of course. We're going to continue to track the breaking news. By the way, we will, of course, let you know if we do see anything more live. It was unclear to me, by the way, if Maduro's wife was within that group that just deplaned there. We do know.
Sorry, guys. All right. Yeah, he just read my mind, the Fox panel. His wife, it's hard to tell. It's so dark in New York. It's daylight here in Vegas and the West Coast. We know for a fact that that he was Maduro came out first. Now, my sources either didn't know or misinformed. We know 100% Maduro was on that plane and his wife, and he won't be touching her no more. He won't be kissing her no more. But there was other people that were on that plane. They weren't all marshals or FBI. And who maybe Cass Patel was in there. We don't know. Maybe not. Maybe Pam Bondi, DOJ was on there. But I'm assuming that there's other people that are very close to Maduro. I'm not talking about the street cartel guys. I'm talking about the ones that are really powerful. His right-hand man, you're on a commercial break. You're not missing anything. Now, so he's on the plane. He landed. Happy New Year, everybody. 26. We start off with bombs. Bombs away. Let me make it clear. This is not World War III. But we did take over Venezuela. We took it over. It's our oil for now. There's talks that the vice president there will take over, but Marco Rubio, very smart, speaks Spanish, and he's probably our next president. I'm assuming they're feeling her out, but right now we are in charge of Puerto Rico. I'm saying Puerto Rico because my wife's on here. Pardon me. We have taken over Venezuela. I bring up Puerto Rico for another reason. They have stopped flights in Puerto Rico. Now, so he landed in New York, high security. They had a mask and everything covered up his face just in case somebody wanted to take him out. Trump did think, speaking of taking him out, Trump, sources say that Trump thought about taking him out, but he's better alive to get, as most of you said on here, more information. Colombia and Cuba and Mexico. Not in that order. But we all know about Colombia since the 70s and 60s. Who knows? Maybe there's people, well, not maybe. I'm sure there are involvement in Colombia, right? And, maybe China, right? But we're hearing now Cuba will be next. And real quickly, while we're on a little commercial break, there's protests going around. Now, majority of people from Venezuela who live in Florida or anywhere else, stay with me. They're happy. They're happy. You know why they're happy? They can go back to Venezuela and live a better life and have hope. Do you understand? They are happy and are for our great president who's a leader, not a follower. And the Democrats have already come out and said, instead of saying, good job, it would be for their benefit to do that for midterms. To say that, but this is how stupid they are. They don't care. It's not about them being jealous. They really think that this was bad. In the chat, was this good or bad? I don't look at you any different. Was this good or bad on a capturing of a corrupted president Maduro of Venezuela. Good morning, good afternoon. Thank you for being here, Crystal. It's been a long morning, moderators, for a lot of you. Thank you. We've been covering this since 4 o'clock this morning. I am not a morning person, but it's not about me. I wanted to cover this. I covered it a little bit last night, and I wasn't sure. But this is 100% sure. Maduro has arrived in New York. Oh, here's Trump. Hold on. Is this Trump live again? Wait a minute. No, this is earlier. This is a recap. Maybe you guys didn't hear this.
American soil.
Boom, 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 boom.
Skies of Caracas lit up with explosions as U.S. troops flew in overnight. There, they pulled Maduro and his wife.
That's his wife.
Whisking them away to awaiting U.S.
He won't touch her no more.
President Trump
Won't kiss her.
This picture, he says, is of Maduro in custody.
The illegitimate dictator Maduro was the kingpin of a vast criminal network responsible for trafficking colossal amounts of deadly and illicit drugs into the United States.
During the mission, Operation Absolute Resolve, no American service members were killed or U.S. equipment lost.
In total, more than 150 aircraft, bombers, fighters, intelligence, reconnaissance, surveillance, rotary wing were in the air last night.
Trump says U.S. officials, including Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth, will now be running Venezuela until new leadership is established.
Nice.
We're there now, but we're going to stay until such time as the proper transition can take place.
And
Whoa.
also, President Trump says the U.S. will also oversee Venezuela's oil reserves and plans to sell it to other countries.
Did you guys hear that? Sorry.
Rebecca Castor reporting for us.
We want to take
We're going to be checking
their oil reserves in Venezuela and then
traveling.
sell it to other countries. Ladies and gentlemen,
President Trump has not been at 60
what an amazing president.
He's been
Oh, we got their ass now. We got them. We got them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a happy day for Americans. Certainly a happy day for people that used to live in Venezuela, but they were scared and had to escape. The families, they can go back and live a safer life. We are, ladies and gentlemen, Trump is an amazing, and not even 1 year as president, he's going and working magic. He's got all this stuff going on, nukes in Iran. By the way, Iran says, well, we're going to start more nukes. Go ahead and start them. We'll take them out. And maybe we'll take out the president of Iran. What's your thoughts on that? So right now, to bring everybody up to date, Maduro is landed with his wife in a beautiful dress. I would say that. He certainly won't touch her, will not kiss her, probably will not communicate with her anymore because they're gonna get both sides. You know how it works, right? And talk to both of them, talk to some of his close intelligence, some of the people that are very close to him, and find out who else was involved as far as Colombia. Who's his sources? Get to the bottom of it. That's why he was better off, in my opinion, he's better off alive than unalive, right? And what a great way to start off the New Year's. Welcome in. Thank you for being here, moderators. Bear with me. I'm a little exhausted too. I got up early in the morning. Again, Trump wanted to do this 4 days ago. For those who are new, like and subscribe. The problem why he couldn't do it 4 days ago, because the weather. I guess they had a lot of rain, wind, and he wanted safety. What we got here for the helicopters. Oh, never mind. People are watching this all over the world. As soon as we come back, by the way, talking about, we got 473 in here. Let us know where you're coming in from. What's your thoughts on this? What's your thoughts? Everybody has different feelings. There's some people protesting. Can you believe it? There's people, American people, that are protesting this and saying that it got us into a mess. Do you think we're in a bigger mess now? Are we in a bigger mess now? Yes or no? Look at that. Nicolas Maduro on board USS. Look at that. That's him. He had a little water. I would have gave him an Italian ungats. This was him earlier. If you're just coming in and you missed it, this was the best we possibly can get. Him coming off the plane, or his wife. I think this was Maduro. my finger went right there. There's some no's. Yeah, we're going to be following this because I have a feeling, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but we're going to see some massive protests probably in California, right? We're probably going to see protests in Chicago. We'll probably see some protests in Minnesota. You know, unfortunately, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I get it. But I don't understand how anybody could be against capturing, basically, in plain English, can somebody put poison in the chat? We just captured poison. I mean, listen, here's the deal, guys. It's not the end of poison, right? But it's certainly the beginning to eliminate fentanyl, cocaine, and other drugs that I can't even pronounce. So if we can get more information out of Maduro, it can lead to taking out others from Colombia. And I assume there's problems in also Cuba. And I'm going to say it here. I'm going to say it anyhow. You ready? China. And when I say these names of these countries, I'm not throwing Colombia people under the bus. I'm not throwing Chinese people. We're talking about the government. Just like when the United States fell apart for 4 years under the Biden administration, other countries were laughing at us, not us. They were laughing at the leadership. Well, there's no leadership. It was run by a committee, right? We all know that. So when I call out these countries, Colombia, Cuba, Mexico, China, the government, do you understand? This is big. Again, it's not going to end poison forever. But ladies and gentlemen, should we applaud Trump? This is big. This is a big capture lead. I don't think, do we really, I'm trying to digest this. This is amazing work. Did anybody think he'd be captured on January 3rd, 2026? Anybody in the chat, did you really think he'd be captured that quick? Or did you think it'd go into the fall or the summer? Hold on one second. Go ahead. Hold on one second. All right, what we got here? All right, we got some live. So I guess they just took him away. I guess they just transported him. So I guess they got him in the, yeah, he's in one of these. He's in one of these police cars with marshals. His feet are chained down. His arms are chained down. I'm sure they took off his. They might have kept the sheet, whatever the hell they had on his head. They might have that covered still. I don't know. But in any event, he'll be going to prison. And they'll let him relax, but not too long. They're going to offer him a water. They'll give him some coffee. You know how they do it, right? Get him relaxed. Make him feel comfortable. And then they'll start to work. Probably in an hour or two. Probably in the next hour or two. They'll start working the investigation. Meanwhile, they'll have his wife. And you know, they might try to make a deal with her. You know, they might say, hey, you know, might want to make a deal with her, and maybe she got information that he doesn't tell, and they'll go back and forth. They'll go back and forth, and if they do have other of his associates, they'll go back and forth with them and see what kind of information. If they get all kind of the same names, because, you know, Maduro was the ringleader. I mean, he was the kingpin, right? Maduro was the kingpin, but for me, you know, the supplies were coming from where? You know, were they making it? No, I believe they were coming from Colombia. And I'm sure they're going to want to get more information on that. But once again, if you're just coming in, Maduro arrives in New York. and he'll be transported to the correction. He'll be transported to a prison. I'm not sure where. If anybody wants to Google this or AI it and see what you're hearing, I'd be more than happy to put it in the chat. But he'll be, and you can see here, I'm sure Trump, Pete Hegseth, J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio will sleep good tonight. They'll have a good meal. They'll have a good meal. They'll celebrate for this flag, for us. This was a big day. This was a job well done. God bless. I mean, it's amazing. And this is something else. So we'll listen into the panel just a bit. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch over to one of my, I'm going to switch over, if I could, to Fox. No disrespect to Fox. I'm going to go to Fox. See, we go to Fox here. Let's get Fox on. See what they got to say. Maybe they got information we haven't heard yet. Yeah, here we go.
Things have come to pass here. What I would expect we may hear is a lot of disgruntlement tomorrow from Russia, from China, from other nations, and of course from Venezuela.
That's his wife.
Rich, you were talking about how this regime, an illegitimate regime, and how it's been looked at by our administration. Venezuela and the UN ambassador there, Samuel Machado, wrote to the UN Security Council just as this is all unfolding, saying that this is a colonial war aimed at destroying our republican form of government, freely chosen by our people, and at imposing a puppet government that allows the plundering of our natural resources, including the world's largest oil reserves. So that's likely to be the accusation from these other nations that have been long friendly to Venezuela and have benefited from Venezuela's poorly run oil efforts, China and Russia, talking about how this is colonialism, this is a U.S. grab for oil. I suspect that's what we'll hear as these other nations all gather together at the UN.
Can I just add to that? I think, this UN Security Council meeting is going to be interesting because not only did China and Russia call...
I'm still here, guys. I want you guys to listen a little bit to the panel.
President Gustavo Petro
and Fox
right away and said, we've got to have a UN Security Council meeting right away.
Thank you, moderators, for being here. Thank you, all new subscribers.
We're continuing to monitor Nicholas.
As we picked up another 150 subscribers this morning at 4 o'clock in the morning. Thank you, Mike, Janine, Crystal. All right, they got to pay some bills. They got to pay some bills, so we'll lower the volume down. Give us a chance to get caught up. For those who might be turning in for the first time, President Maduro, who is a dictator in Venezuela, has been captured, and his wife, and just moments ago got off the plane with blocking his face because we're afraid that somebody would be there, maybe taking him out. Another drug cartel, whatever. Thank God it didn't happen. There was times that Trump's communication was, should we just take him out, literally take him out? And my sources told me, and Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth, no, they had a meeting. Let's keep him alive. Obvious we'll get more information, as most of you agree. And now he's headed off to a prison. I'm not sure what prison. And he'll be there. They'll relax him and then try to get as much information they can over the night into the weekend, or into Sunday and Monday in the next couple of days, and try to get what other country was involved. For an example, Colombia, Cuba, China, or other associates that were involved in Venezuela that they didn't capture. Now, I assume that they got a couple people who were in that plane. So that's where we're at right now. Thank you, Maribel. Thank you. Also, real quickly, while we're on a commercial break on Fox, please check out our homeless shorts. We posted another short. I've been working all morning. My plans was to go out and help many today.
You have to go sleep.
But unfortunately, I'm just, I'm exhausted. I did go out and help out a few. And so we do what we can do here in Las Vegas, helping out the homeless. We thank everybody for subscribing and liking. We'll continue to cover this for a little bit longer. I'm sure this will be ongoing. For me, I understand protest, but for once in our life, I don't understand how anybody, as Crystal says, hello, Maribel.
Hello, everybody. You know, this Democrat lady told me today very met that this is like wasted. They have the big drug dealer and he let him go out and he's talking bullshit.
For me, I don't understand how any American, Democrat, Republican, Independent, white, black, Hispanic, gay, transgender, can be in a disagreement, as mini moderator Isabel says, hello, family, and to you, Maribel, how they can be against this. This is not a war. Trump did not hurt anybody living there. Okay? He took out Maduro and his wife and sent them back to New York and to interrogate, and that's it. And we took over Venezuela for the time being, not forever,
It's what it gets on my
till they can get the correct person, Marco Rubio, who's brilliant, who speaks Latin, who I'm a fan of. I've said this multiple times. I feel that he'll be the next president, and I'm like 90% sure he will. I know a lot of you like J.D. Vance, but we can talk about that at a later date. But this was a president who was eliminating poison from coming in to the United States and into the other parts of the world, and he did a great job. Not to mention, here he is. Here's our president right here. Here he is. I'll shut my big mouth. You don't want to hear me.
What is your message to the people of
You're
Venezuela?
going to have peace.
We don't want to hear me.
justice. You're going to have some of the riches that you should have had for a long period of time was stolen from you. But you're going to have peace and you're going to have safety. You're going to have justice. You're going to have a country. You're going to have a real country. You're going to have potentially a great country.
I'm going to go get water.
And many Venezuelans are filled with joy today as President Trump has ousted the brutal Maduro regime from power. And for the first time in decades, the people of Venezuela have the opportunity to live in a free and prosperous country. For more, we go to Andrea Linares, who's live from South Florida's Venezuelan enclave in Doral. Andrea, what is their reaction?
Tommy, that's right. The crowds are huge right now outside El Arepaso in the city of Doral. This is the home to the largest Venezuelan community in the U.S. This is the hot spot for Venezuelans. Whenever there's a big story, that's why this city has gained the nickname Doralzuela. Many gathering here since 4 o'clock this morning when they heard about Maduro's capture. Let's go ahead and take a look at some video. We see people playing music, dancing, crying, hugging each other throughout the day. I've even heard some playing Venezuela's national anthem. Throughout the day, we've been hearing chants just moments ago, USA, USA, other chants in Spanish like the government is over, the government has fallen, Venezuela libre. Now, even though the big question that looms is, what's next? What's next for Venezuela, for the region? What will the transition look like? Well, there's a huge sense of relief here. Most people saying they waited for this moment their whole lives.
It's a brand new day, and we're just really, we're keeping our prayers up, and we want to thank the administration again for what they did.
To us, this means everything. Since the moment I was born, we have been living under an abusive dictatorship. I feel so lucky and privileged to be able to be out in my streets and be able to be in community, whereas people back home in Caracas, they're scared for their lives right now.
And that's right, they're scared for their life. In contrast, the scene inside Venezuela is very different. Concerned residents lining up at grocery stores and stockpiling on food and supplies, whatever they can get, as they wait and see what comes next after Maduro's capture. So there's still a lot of fear and uncertainty in the region. Meanwhile, back out live, there's really an overwhelming sense of joy. Local leaders and officials have also made it out here to support the Venezuelan community. I spoke to many others that say we've been FaceTiming our relatives inside Venezuela. They're celebrating. Meanwhile, here we are donning the colors red, yellow, and blue in honor of Venezuela. The celebrations, these festivities will continue well into the evening hours. But as I noted, that big contrast with the scene inside Venezuela, in Caracas, where people prefer to lay low in the meantime. Tommy, now back to you.
Andrea Linares, thank you so much for your excellent coverage all day today. Griff, I want to just set up the contrast. I know that you found yourself today in a protest here in New York City, much different optically than what we saw in Doral, with Venezuelans celebrating what President Trump has done. They have optimism, they have opportunity for maybe the first time in a long time, very excited. But some of the folks here in New York City, surprisingly, they're not sharing in the excitement of the Venezuelan people in South Florida and elsewhere in this country. What do you make of that?
Well, you know, Tommy, it was not people that necessarily have skin in the game, as they say. What we're seeing there in Andrea's report are Venezuelans and Cubans that live here that have had to flee. Many, in their cases, have had to flee Maduro's dictatorship. But this is a newspaper they gave me. Hands off Venezuela.
Ah, look at that.
More imperialism. They were holding
Love
signs
it.
that
Love
said,
that.
"Free Maduro."
Wow.
And there were chants, no boots on the ground, no bombs in
that?
the air. It was really quite incredible. And I
You
asked
hear
a few
that?
of them, I talked to a few of them and said, you know, what is
That's
your
New
answer?
York.
Why are you out here today? And they said because this was an
Free
illegal
Maduro, they
action.
say.
They believe that it's wrong. And it's the same, interestingly enough, message that we're hearing from the new mayor here, Zohran Mamdani.
What a contrast, Rich. I know you've experienced this, as you mentioned earlier.
Did you hear that?
You've seen the people of Venezuela.
Mayor Madani, who was sworn in on January 1st, is saying pretty much piggybacking on the crowd. Free Maduro. Think about what they're saying. Free a man who is killing Americans, 36,000 people dying a month from this terrible drugs. Not just fentanyl, but other drugs that I can't even pronounce. I'm not sure I can even say on here. This is a mayor who's running New York. This is another Democrat blue state and California. Ladies and gentlemen, if we don't go out and vote midterms, see, if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. It's not about Democrat versus Republican anymore. It's Americans against this evil, radical, upside down party. It's not even a Democrat party. We need to really wake up and understand that it's not a party. There's some decent Democrats out there that you'll never hear of because they'll just say one word that they agree with Trump and they're out. They want to make this poison come in here. They want more fraud from Somalia into the American soil. They want Mexico to come here illegal. Ecuador. They want China. This is what they want. They want shutdowns. They want government shutdown for 42 days and makes people suffer. Excuse me. Went down the wrong pipe. And in addition, they want votes so they can be like California and Minnesota and eventually grow to each state. And we will have no shot. It's not about winning the Republican Party. It's about winning common sense in the American way. Do we get that? Trump is not the bad guy here. I will agree. He's not perfect. His body language doesn't upset me. I love his body language. He's like an old-fashioned Italian or Irish man. I can see where that rubs people the wrong way. I get it. But this is who he is. He's fed up. It's been bothering him and a lot of us. I mean, I'll be 60 years old. We haven't seen a president like this since Ronald Reagan. And we got to stand tall and eliminate this. It's not about having people to come live here the correct way. For an example, Venezuela. Nice people in Venezuela. Great people in Mexico. And come here and work hard. And come here legally and come through this process. And then it's fine. But we need to do this. I don't understand how people are like Madani and the New York Post, was that the New York Post, Maribel? Was that the New York Post?
No, I don't know. I want to take a picture of this hair.
All right, Maduro wife faces conspiracy charges. Narco terror. Am I reading this right? Maduro wife faces narco terror conspiracy charges. Oh, so she's been charged. She's been charged as well. There's our president again.
Russia, we're going to sell it to. We're not going to say we're not going to go to it. In other words, we'll be selling oil, probably in much larger doses because they couldn't produce very much because their infrastructure was so bad. So we'll be selling large amounts of oil to other countries, many of whom are using it now. But I would say many.
Yeah, and sell it to other countries.
Russia and China, two of the Maduro regime's strongest allies, are strongly condemning the dictator's removal from power. In a statement, the Russian Foreign Ministry said they are alarmed by the aggressive action by the United States, claiming it was a violation of international law, and China also spoke out.
China is deeply shocked by and strongly condemns the U.S. blatant use of force against a sovereign state and action against its president. Such hegemonic acts of the U.S. seriously violate.
This is China's central television right here.
And threaten peace and security in Latin America and the Caribbean region. China firmly opposes it. We call on the U.S. to abide by international law and the purposes and principles of the UN Charter and stop violating other countries' sovereignty and security.
Wow. Wow.
Joining us now, we're so lucky to have former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Mr. Secretary, how do you think our adversaries such as Russia and China will respond to Maduro's ousting?
I mean, it's pretty rich to hear the Russians and the Chinese complain about the violation of international law. It's the two of the biggest breakers of international law. The Russians invade all of Europe. The Chinese continue to conduct kinetic activities against the Indians, the Philippines. So we shouldn't take that with any level of seriousness. But I think they also can see now that they've picked the wrong horse, right? They supported Maduro and the Americans came in and just took him out. And I think every dictator in the world now can see that if you're counting on the Russians or the Cubans or the Chinese to protect you, you are on the wrong side of history. Second, I think they can all see now, like, damn, that was a pretty good operation. Now, the Russians tried to take out Zelensky one night and failed miserably. We pull this off with incredible capability, incredible elan. The Russian air defense systems prove totally ineffective against a U.S. firepower. And so I think all of those leaders can see that we still have the most capable, amazing military in the world, and we're prepared to use it when American interests are at stake.
Mr. Secretary, you were also the head of the CIA during President Trump's first term in office. They were involved in this operation. What can you tell us about that? And I also want you to turn towards Iran here, because it was just a couple of days ago. I mean, we've had a million events happen in just the past 48 hours. That President Trump drew a pretty strong red line about the protests there.
Yes, there's no doubt the Ayatollah was watching this as well, as would the senior leadership of the Iranian terror forces, the IRGC. They would have seen that when President Trump says, I'm going to be serious about protecting things that matter to America.
Whiskey Tango, thank you, my friend.
And just like with Operation Midnight Hammer
against
Iran,
thank you so much.
He now has gone and taken a narco-terrorist out of Venezuela and brought him to the United States for prosecution. They can certainly see that this is a president that's serious about taking care of the things that matter to the American people. I'd also say the Iranians have both supported and defended Venezuela for an awfully long time. They count on Venezuelan oil and Venezuelan gold going back and forth. During my time as Secretary of State and CIA Director, I saw that. And now they're going to do their level best to make sure that the new leadership in Venezuela is no different. And if you ask me, the most important thing that the administration needs to do in the days ahead is make sure we don't end up with Venezuelan generals or Delcy Rodriguez, who is a Chavista, through and through. If they end up in control with access to the weaponry and power in Venezuela, the Venezuelan people will not have advanced the important cause that President Trump gave them the opportunity for today.
Yeah, Mr. Secretary, earlier today it was noted that the United States would be running Venezuela. Secretary Rubio addressed how our foreign policy
Listen to this, guys.
broadly under President Trump. Take a look.
Crystal, thank you for the red, white, blue hearts. Thank you.
And press conferences, and if he says he's serious about something, he means it. And this is something that was a direct threat to the national interest of the United States, and the president addressed it.
Here's your next president, ladies and gentlemen, right here, Marco Rubio.
What I just said earlier.
Right here.
This guy had multiple opportunities to find his way somewhere else and figure out another. He could have been living somewhere else right now, very happy, but instead he wanted to play big boy. And so now, you know, he's got other sets of problems on his hands.
Pretty memorable quote there. Rich kind of touched on this, but do you think the rest of the world was sent a message not to mess with the U.S., specifically President Trump?
Can you hear?
Today?
I think that's undoubtedly true. We saw that with.
Make note, guys. Do not feel sorry for this husband and wife. Do not feel sorry for these people. Okay? Do not feel sorry for either one of them. This lovely couple that you see here, Mr. Maduro, Mrs. Maduro, who will never get that close to her again, were rapidly destroying, eliminating, in other words, to American people. This was not just young generation. This could have been your grandma, your husband, your wife, and he was behind it all. So do not feel sorry. And by the way, Marco Rubio was a huge part. I mean, him speaking Spanish is huge. He's smart. I've been following him. He'll be stronger and stronger than Donald Trump. So if you're thinking Donald Trump, wait till you see Marco Rubio, because he's learning. Sorry about that, guys. I messed that up. Can you hear me? In my opinion, J. Vance, both J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, and Pete Hegseth, they are watching Trump like this, and they're learning his body language on how he thinks. They're different individuals, but Marco Rubio was a big involvement on this. But do not feel sorry for this couple, okay? And I know they look smiling there, and they were evil. They didn't care about their country, Venezuela. That's why people left and went to Florida and other parts of the, you know. And now, what I'm hearing is they want to go back. They want to be back. They want to go to their community, live a good life, you know, go fishing, enjoy their beach life, enjoy Venezuela without any interruption from the government. And that's what Donald Trump has done. So for those out there protesting and these liberals, and Mayor Madani, and I know AOC hasn't commented, but she will. Ayan Omar, thanks for being here, Mike. Thank you. And the rest of them, don't feel sorry for them either, okay? They are corrupted. They hate the flag. They hate America. These aren't Democrats that have thoughts on how to make this world better. You know, fight Trump on terrorists, for an example. Okay? I wasn't a big fan of terrorists, okay? Organize a better way. These aren't that kind of Democrats. These are Democrats who want corruption. They want these people to come here. They want power. Like Ayan Omar, she makes $25 million a year. AOC, another one. Gavin Newsom, another one. Another piece of shit. Did I say Newsom? And they want to develop this so they can have the votes and win over common sense, which is most of us on here. Most of us. And for the haters that I have not paid attention to much, I know the moderators have. Deep down inside, well, most of these haters are young kids on here. Probably don't belong on here. And then the other haters, they hate themselves because they hate Donald Trump. And you can't be upset at them. They're brainwashed by fake news outlets, CNN, CNBC. So this is it, and that's that. Trump's mission was an extension of Monroe Doctrine. Amazing. This was earlier, in case we missed it. In case anybody, I'm sure you've all seen it by now. We'll show it one last time. He didn't injure anybody, Maribel. No Venezuelans got hurt. Nobody got hurt here. Nobody lost their lives, okay? Don't believe CNN. Nobody other than Maduro and his wife got captured. No children got hurt. No adults got hurt. Okay? Nothing like that. Shout out to Crystal putting those beautiful red, white, and blue hearts. Hey, thank you. I didn't get a chance to say thank you. Let me just turn the camera around one last time here. I never go off the air without saying goodbye. I accidentally did what I just did now. The battery was low, and it cut us off. And at that time, Trump came on. So I apologize, but I want to say thank you to the earlier moderators. I believe Mike's been on since this morning. I'm sure he's exhausted. Shout out everybody to Mike. I know he's saying this. And Janine, I believe, was on here. I don't know if you were here earlier, Crystal and Lemon J, but if you were, thank you. Once again, we picked up another 125 subscribers. I thank each and every one of you. If you're new, like and subscribe, have all notifications, as we're going to continue covering Venezuela and finding out where Maduro goes and what names he gives out. We'll keep a close eye on that, as well as the fraud in California. It's bigger than Minnesota. I was going to talk about that today, but this took the headlines. We'll be getting on that whenever I get some rest into tomorrow. Make sure you have all notifications so you don't miss any of the lives if you enjoy it. I try to keep a little entertainment in here, but this is nothing to goof around or laugh about on this one. This was a huge accomplishment. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. I want to shout out to our loyal moderator, Crystal, for just donating 5 memberships. I did see that come in, but I didn't see who got the members. So, well, here they are. Hugo, we know Hugo. Mark Anthony and Female Army and some others. So congratulations, Crystal or myself or anybody else who donates memberships. We don't pick the names. You have to obviously be on the live to get it. So we're not favoring anybody, but congratulations. And once again, shout out to Crystal Richmond. She does not have to do that, but she continues to help support the station for a number of reasons. Our biggest reason to support the homeless people and help them out here who are struggling. And also we're able to continue these lives. It's good to have some donations so we can have some sponsorship so we can continue these breaking news, particularly these lives like today. All right, guys, I want to sign off. I'm a little tired. You can probably hear my voice. I'm starting to mumble a little bit, and that's how I know I'm getting tired. I try to do the best I can to give you the best photos and videos. It was not my fault earlier. It was dark in New York, daytime here in Vegas. I did the best I can with the headline Fox News. They did a good job. I'm not knocking them to give you what we can see. I hope everybody got to see a little bit of that. And we will be live again, I'm sure, covering more of this. And also, the fraud continues. It's not going anywhere. And I'm telling you right now, real quick, before we sign off, and I want give everybody a minute or two to say goodnight for those who are chatting among each other. Tim Walz is in big trouble, guys. Let's just say that. He's in bigger trouble than you think, okay? So stay tuned as Trump's also taking down fraud in majority of these blue states and some red states too. So stay tuned. All notifications will be covering that. I'm sure we'll hear more of that. Thank you. Happy New Year. Stay safe. If you haven't seen any of this, go back to my lives or some other YouTube channel, or any of the news are going to be showing it. And a lot of you might just want to get some rest. But the good news is we capture another bad guy and his wife. Do not feel sorry for them. I don't wish harm on them, but they should not ever see the daylight again, or anybody else is involved. And I believe he'll be going after Cuba and excuse me, not Taiwan. And I'm sure he'll be going after other parts, Mexico and Iran. I meant to say Iran. Sorry, guys. All right, thank you, guys. I'm out of here. God bless. Thank you so much. Good night. Stay safe. God bless Donald Trump. God bless that man. God bless him. Take care.